Alright, got my beautiful phone stand up, working. I'm just throwing some scrap in the trailer, and guess we'll take that in the morning. Me and my dad, and yeah, we got to haul away grill at home, and got other stuff here. I gotta get another truck, because once again, in some of my videos, or what I've been talking about on Facebook with everybody, I let the truck go, had issues, windshield issues, floorboards got wet, needed new tires, radiator fan quit working, ants in the ceiling and the lights and all over the damn place. It was cursed. The truck was cursed. I let it go. Can't drive a truck like that. I couldn't maintain it, being depressed and stuff. Couldn't do it. I let the damn thing go. Owe money on it. Whatever, don't care. It'll get taken care of eventually, but still got the dump trailer. And I'm throwing stuff on there and just keeping it moving, keeping busy and stuff. I love this stand because you can rotate it. So I'm trying to do this long way so I can capture more stuff. You can't really see all the scrap that's piled here. I got bags and bags of cans right here from a house that I found. So I'm trying to be working with that family and stuff. We'll see how that goes. The main purpose of this video I wanted to talk about as I'm working here. Has a little level thing there. Don't matter if it's level or not. But the main thing I wanted to talk about was, I keep pumping these videos out, and I'm getting over 600 hits. It's still going up on the one comedy video. But I need a good mental health video or talking about drugs, video that really needs to take off, and it needs to hit people's brain. It needs to hit people hard. So maybe this will be it, because it seems like when I talk about certain things, that's what I guess gets people listening and watching. So I lived a whole drug-free life. Nothing. Grew up in a closed-minded family. We're just tight-knit in like a circle. And like you're, judging people out there and, being closed-minded. Just judging and not putting yourself in other people's shoes, not trying to consider anything, not trying to observe and look at their situation, okay? Like, this person or this girl grew up with no dad, okay? Or he just wasn't around. Either way, you got no guidance like I got, even though I grew up in narcissism and stuff like that, the criticalness or insults and that, but I still had the guidance there, like someone there pushing me and saying, well, you can't do that, you can't do this, and whoa, you're not allowed, blah, blah, blah. So it, it makes you think and stop. Okay, well, should I do this or pursue this, or do I do what the hell I want anyway? So those are the decisions and choices you learn from guidance, based on having guidance from parents or a guardian, or from somebody good, or adoptive parents. Hopefully it's good people, because kids that are growing up, boy or girl, they're not getting that guidance from anybody. So they just kind of guess their way in life, guess their way through, and they don't know what the hell they're doing. And they're making choices. They don't know if it's bad or good, right or wrong. They don't know, because they didn't get the guidance. You can have a mom and stuff, but most of the time when people are growing up without a dad, you're not getting that guidance. Now, you can grow up with a dad, but they too may not know how to fix anything, do anything, or nothing like that. You got dads that might be a business person and something else, dressing up in a suit, or a lawyer dad, a cop dad, somebody, but, they may not know how to fix stuff and do things. Who knows? Maybe they do. But all depends on their experience in life and what they grew up with. But having a dad that can at least fit the bill, play the role of a dad, act like a dad still, that knows how to put the foot down and say, okay, well, wait a minute, let's talk about this, or you can't do that, can't do this, blah, blah, blah. That makes you think and stop what you're doing. But then you also got to remember that it can make the person, the kid, the girl or boy, rebel. So like there needs to be a balance. You don't want to overstep it. You don't want to over-discipline. You don't want to, any of those things, because they can rebel. I rebel and stuff like that. I do the same thing. I do it now. But, people when you're not like an authority and stuff, it's probably how you grew up, or you're choosing to ignore authority. Pretty soon they're getting in trouble. They're doing stuff, doing things. And, I've been lucky having that guidance and stuff like that. I've had close calls, but I've kept myself clean and doing pretty well, and trying to work on that. But you grow up with no guidance, you don't have it. You just don't have it. You find yourself just going in a cycle. Girls are getting with bad men, different things to fulfill that, and to fulfill what's missing, what's been missed in their life. And they just start doing things, bad or good. They don't know what they're doing. They just do it. They don't know if it's right or wrong. They're just doing it. They chase bad men, anybody, sugar daddies, to get money, whatever it takes, because they don't know any other way. They rely on different people to get stuff done, fix things. It's all different patterns. Unhealthy relationships, not forming good, real relationships, not knowing how to, not knowing what a good guy looks like, not knowing what love is, what it looks like, what it feels like, anything. They don't know. So when some dude comes along and is showing all this attention and texting, maybe not trying to be clingy, but still texting and doing stuff, maybe they're clingy, I don't know, but you don't know how to accept it and take it and interpret it, because you didn't grow up with it. You don't know. You didn't learn. Because if you did, and the dad was by your side all the time, every day, every damn day, getting on you about stuff, and then fixing your car or doing this when you have a problem and all this shit, then you would look for the same type of guy out there, but you don't. You can't, because, you didn't grow up with it. So things like this, the more we try to understand, about how people grow up, people's lives and stuff, I think the faster and better we can help everybody and stop this cycle and solve everybody's problems. Law enforcement, everybody needs to get on this and realize it would solve a drug problem, it would solve a crime problem, all this stuff. Everybody's doing shit out there based off of money, because they don't have enough money, they're broke, poor, they want to make money fast and easiest way possible. They don't want to work for it anymore or do nothing. So, selling weed, selling drugs, dealing it, making it, producing it, whatever. Wherever and however they can. Same thing at the border. They're bringing it over here for money, because they know us Americans and people are weak, and they're going to go for it and get the drugs. It's easy money up here, but if we get tough, and like Trump's trying to do, if we're tough and we stop it and turn it away and all that, and we just turn it all around, it stops. But the thing is, we got to realize it all comes down to money. Everybody wants to make money doing it, doing something. And these people with no guidance, men too, men, girls, both of them, when it comes to making drugs and stuff, they got no guidance. So they think they're in the right, like, oh, man, we can make a lot of money at this, let's get people addicted, and let's produce this shit, and sneak it around and sneak it in the cars, shove it in all these places. Let's get some people to work for us, and traffic this stuff. Let's get a monopoly going. Let's get a team going here. Well, you're dumbasses, thinking about how at the end it's gonna, eventually it's gonna get you in the ass, one way or another. Karma's gonna get you. You're gonna get caught 10 years down the road, 5 years down the road. Who knows when? It's only a matter of time. your dumbass is going to get caught. And you're getting people addicted out there for nothing. You know, you're preying on people who are weak and depressed, you know, vulnerable, and want that dopamine effect, dopamine fix, and they want all this shit, you know, to feel good and everything. And, you know, I know the feeling, okay? You know, looking at stuff on a computer, that's an addiction, you know. It still harms my brain. It harms your brain. It's still like a fix. It fires everything up in there, your dopamine still, that feel-good feeling and emotions, just like a drug does, all the same thing. And then pretty soon it's over with. And then you want more and more and more of it. And so that's where we run into the problem. It's a cycle. It's a money-making cycle, like a factory. How do you stop it? Well, you know, figure out why people need money, what they're struggling with, what's motivating them to do all this and make drugs. And then, like the victim or addict people, what's making them want to do it, smoke it and taste it and snort it and shit it and all this other stuff, shit it out and do some more, piss it out, you know. What is making them want more of it? Well, depression, grown up, everything, you know, everything above and beyond, mental health and stress and how they grow up, no dad and no nothing, no guidance, and so everything's all mixed around, flipped around like floppity flop, you know, and pretty soon it's all a damn mess. And you know, it's a big cycle. Nobody knows how to fix. Well, if we start doing this and using my experiences I've had around people, I've been around this guy and this girl, all these people, different people or whatever. And they all have had some kind of addiction or problem, pain and suffering, all this stuff, struggling. And I've had my struggles here and depression. I've been drug-free, but I've had mental health and depression, okay? I didn't turn to drugs. It's been real tough. I don't know how or why, because it wasn't available to me, and I'm lucky. And from living at home, and God's probably kept me there, kept me at home and everything, so I wouldn't do stuff, so I can figure this out, figure myself out, what the hell I'm supposed to be doing here, help other people, and fix the system, change all this stuff, fix the system. That's what we gotta do. It's a bad system out there. And, you know, we just gotta be able to fix it. So, people want to make money producing the drugs and doing it, dealing it, and trafficking it. And then you got the victim or addict person, hundreds, millions of them, that are buying it and getting it off of those people. So it's, you know, you got this person, you got a middle person, and then you got the victim. 3 people involvement here. You know, if we start breaking this shit down, maybe we can solve something, you know, gee, you know, imagine that. And where I'm from here, in this county, in Ohio, in a small town, it's bad. Pretty damn bad. You know, I'm sending all my flyers out, information everywhere, police and colleges, every damn place. I'm passing out. I never did this before. I never took the risk and had the guts to do these things, but because of my experiences and my own pain and stuff, I have to do this because I can't ignore it. I can't move on. I can't work at a damn store. I can't work this job, that job, without thinking about it. I'm supposed to do stuff. I had a second chance here. I had a near death because of taking hydroxyzine pills. It dropped my heart rate down, and the anxiety medicine given to me at the hospital, I felt like a ghost, out of body, floating. It was bad. I carried a low heart rate or a weak heartbeat for 2.5 years, like a zombie. And just in April, I started coming out of this, cleaning out my head and talking about it, started walking, exercising, all these things, and it just was coming alive, just like on the Grinch movie where his heart starts pumping, like he feels all this goodness. That was me. I started feeling all this shit, started pumping and getting shit to my brain and everything, and all of a sudden, oh man, you know, my identity started coming back, everything, you know, like I had a purpose, I had a place here, and you know, I'm Adam Geiger, Adam Paul Geiger, P Geiger, whatever, track star from school and all this shit. Supposed to teach and motivate and everything else, not sit and twiddle my thumbs and, you know, be depressed over it and why did it happen, why. I'm supposed to do something with it and wake people up. I had my awakening. I woke up and I see everything going on here and I got to do something about it. So that's what I'm doing. So I got stuff to do. I'm busy, stressed, you know. Don't really have anxiety. It's just a lot of adrenaline and stress. But keeping busy is the key. Helps. Working outside, gardening, you know, construction and doing all these things and doing sports and staying active. I ordered a pair of rollerblades. I was rollerblading all by these bars in this college town. I went to this bike and run path today, and I'll do more of that, you know, again. And now I'm on the farm here throwing scrap in the trailer. Busy. I don't watch TV anymore. I stopped watching TV and movies. You know, I put the Fox News on, stuff like that. But, you know, I get bored as hell. I need stuff to do. I used to like the dark, being in the dark. You know, I didn't like the light because when you're depressed and you got a demon in you, you don't want light. You don't like to see the light. Now I'm opposite. I have to be in the light. You know, I like seeing and, you know, doing stuff. I don't like the dark anymore, so I'm totally opposite. That's crazy stuff. What your mind does, or when you have a demon in you, or what the devil does to you, it's all the same thing. You know, and you see light and stuff, and because your soul opened back up, you let all that evilness out, or because I used some sage in the house, I burned sage and this and that. You know, went to like a psychic in the couple of towns over, whatever, top psychic in Ohio. Name's Missy, and she pretty much could tell what'll happen to me, the near death, the pills. I had a spiritual awakening. It's really weird. It's really weird trying to get used to it, but I'm pretty much back to myself for the most part. I'm just a higher version of myself, and I'm waking everybody up. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. I can't just be quiet about it because there's shit that needs done. A lot of shit needs scooped up. You need a damn scoop shovel out there. Scoop it all up, you know. Just a bunch of shit out there, just like, you know, when I'm cleaning out these houses and stuff. Just taking a scoop shovel and scooping it up. Cleaning up the shit. That's what we got going on around here. Just like down in Washington and Congress and in our towns and everywhere else, we got a bunch of bullshit. We got to scoop it up, throw it away, use the scoop shovel. Man, there's a lot of it. Cleaning up bullshit out there. That's all it is, bullshit. Every day is bullshit. You know, we got to try and make it good. Make it not be bullshit. Bullshit coming out of people's mouths all the time. You know, try to say something good and positive, and that counts. You know, something. I try to. But, yep. I think I said enough here. I don't know. 18 and a half minutes in. I think that's about it. All I wanted to say. But, oh, a whole mess here. Got a water tank. All this mess here. All kinds of crap. But, yep. Just subscribe, like, and share. And look up The Awakening on the Facebook, of course. Look at all my other videos. I'm getting like over 600 hits on this other comedy video. I mean, I don't know. This is like a talking video kind of mixed with comedy. I don't know. So we'll see. But I've been around some crazy stuff. You know, and I wondered why. Why have I been around this stuff? It's just weird. I'm just waiting for stuff to kick in and hit. You know, right now everything's up in the air, and people I was involved with, you know, they like to be private and stuff like that, but they don't realize we're sitting on like a good story here, a good thing here, where we can help people and shape everything. Because people just keep coming to me like, a homeless person, or I end up running into them, or like last night, this girl and her dog was in this, next to this hotel in the college town, Kent State. Some people are going there now in Ohio here, or maybe you heard of it, Kent State Flashers. But this lady and her dog is on the street. She came here from out of state or Colorado, I don't know. Her dad is somewhere around here, and she has a younger brother. They're not letting her stay with them and stuff. It's BS. So it's a lot of drama there, but she got a dog there. You can't fake that. You're not sleeping on the street if you're faking it and just trying to make money, okay? You don't know what these people are going through and what they've been through and how they don't get support. Maybe you might see a couple of them get picked up in a car. Okay, that's not real. But don't let that deter you or tell you that it's not real. That's not happening, because it is. Everywhere in Los Angeles, everywhere. Trump is trying to help all that now, solve the problem. And I've built a couple structures for homeless and that, and I like to do it again, as long as there's like some permanent spot where I can put them, where nobody takes them, or city people come in and say, oh, well, you got to clean up and get all this stuff out of here, and they kick everybody out like they did before. If I had a permanent spot to put the stuff, I would build things, but that's all I can do. Do tiny houses, that would be nice, but we got it everywhere, all these big cities and here. The other day, I was at the gas station, some dude wanted a Polar Pop and some chips in it. So I said, okay. He's already right there asking me and talking to me, you can't turn him down. I said I'm in the same boat and stuff like that. I just have more luck still and got a place to be and all my tools and equipment and stuff. But he followed me into the store, and I got my pop, he got his and stuff like that, and I'm just like kind of watching what he's doing, and he wanted a pop and chips. I'm like, yep, that's fine, don't go overboard. He wanted some ice cream. I said, well, I don't know, pushing it a little bit, not rich, so he got enough at least to get him hold him over. So I jot down my information and name and stuff and gave it to him. That's all I could do. Don't have a place for him or any of them right now. But if I had the money, I would be like checking him into a hotel and paying for this stuff. I can't. One of these days when all this stuff takes off and hits, hopefully I'll do it. You'll be seeing me doing it. But yep. Load her up. Just like that. Take everything in the morning. But I think I said what I wanted to say for the most part. It's not the drug problem, it's the problem, the mental health problem and the money problem and people's problems. Just like you see on Facebook and stuff like that, like it'll say, you can't blame the pencil for a kid's bad grades. You can't blame a gun for, somebody killing somebody or committing murder or doing whatever. You can't blame these things. You can't blame the drug for stuff, for the crime and stuff like that. It's the person, it's the people. Their mental health state or how they grew up, no guidance, no nothing, or dysfunctional environment and all this stuff. You can't blame the drug, okay? You can't blame the gun. You can't blame the pencil. You can't blame a pen. If you make a mistake at somebody's house, fixing it and stuff, don't blame the tool. Oh, the tool did it. The saw did it. The saw cut it crooked and stuff. No, you did it. The person did it. Okay, we do this stuff. And we gotta find out why and fix ourselves here and correct it. That's all it is. Nobody should be judging any of them, us, myself. But the fact is, let's just try to fix it and figure it out. Don't judge anybody. Don't judge it and stuff, but that's what it is. It's not the tool's fault, not the saw Saul's fault, or that you cut your fingers off, or almost cut them off, you know, whatever. Did all this stuff. It's the way you used it, the way you did stuff, you know. So think about all these things. It's not the object's fault, it's the person that used it. It's what's going on with them, what's wrong with them. So if we use this way of thinking, we can change all kinds of stuff, change the world. Law enforcement, everybody needs to think about this. And we change stuff. Simple as that. Everything will fall in order. You know, it'd be nice to meet Trump and talk about all the same stuff, show him my videos and stuff, you know. It'd be nice to meet him before he gets any older, and anybody else, and Chuck Norris, you know, and anybody. It'd be nice to meet these guys, but all these positive influences, you know. But I'm trying to get out there. Everybody, you guys can really help me get out there if you subscribe, share, and like, and just tell everybody, and just keep getting me out there. And hopefully it reaches like higher up people, you know, celebrity people on a certain level, and that's where it needs to hit and stuff. You know, I'm from Ohio, but celebrities come from all different towns and different places, and their people didn't believe they would happen. Just like here, people don't believe it's going to happen. They're telling me to get a job and do this and that. Get a job. Why ain't he working? Why is he doing this and that? They don't understand what the hell I'm doing here. Trying to be a figure, trying to be a mental health person, trying to get information out there, trying to help and push and motivate, trying to do all these things. They don't understand what I'm trying to do here. But it'll happen. They'll see. So, all right, I got to keep going here. 26 minutes. That's going to take a long ass time to upload.